Sandra,
Okay.
let's go back to a movie, Love Potion #9.
Okay.
I don't know how many press releases I got that said this movie will be opening soon, and a year later it seemed like I would get another press
It
release.
took like a year and a half to open up. It was the film that took forever to open up. It was beyond my control. There was absolutely nothing. It was a small project. I didn't have huge stars in it. It was myself and Tate Donovan, and that was it. It was a fun thing to do, though. I mean, it was my first, major film, and it's a great little part.
I have some clips of you from Working Girl. Okay. Now, when you took that assignment, the fact it was based on a hit movie, were you at the time a little bit hesitant about doing that?
Oh, sure. I mean, there's going to be comparisons out the wazoo. But you know something? When you're starting out as an actor, you take what you can get. Beggars can't be choosers. That's pretty much the bottom line when you're working. You work so you can get work. You work some more so you can improve yourself. So I didn't have the ability to choose, or I had the ability to choose. I just didn't have the projects to choose from. I wasn't in a position. So getting that, even though I was scared to do it and it wasn't, it didn't turn out what I thought it would turn out to be, it was a great thing for me. I mean, it was, I was so green, but I was given my own show and I was scared out of my mind and I messed up and I didn't know what I was doing and 20 people were telling me to do this and 20 people, so you're like, I was basically, being pulled on both sides. But if it wasn't for that, I don't think I would be here, because that led to Love Potion #9, which, so everything is there for a reason. Even if it wasn't the fondest memory, it's still a, very prominent one.
You did some student films before you got into Hollywood. Now, what was doing those films like compared to these bigger budget things?
Well, if I hadn't done those films, I don't think I would have known what to do in these. I mean, the great thing about New York is that you have the availability of these independent films, these film schools, these little shorts where you learn how to hit your mark. You learn what doing film is about as opposed to doing theater, because theater is so much bigger, and film depends more on subtleties and nuances than, if you're so large on film, I mean, it's going to be 50,000 times larger when you see it. So just to learn how to do it, it's a great vehicle. And plus you meet young directors who later on are going to be, Martin Scorsese started out like that. That's how they all start. And it's a great vehicle to get you started.
Now, with Demolition Man, the fact that you came aboard after Lori Petty left, did that cause you any bit of...
Well, I mean, it always does. I mean, it's whatever their reasons were, she had her reason, they had their reasons, and I had just gotten off another project, so I didn't have much time to think. I was in the bathroom painting, I got the call, they said, "You want to do it?" I said, "Sure." So I came down, it's something kind of ago, I was on set. So it was basically within the course of the day, that's exactly what happened. And it was a little scary, just not because... It is scary because of the situation. You go in, you want to be able to fit in, you want to be able to do good work, but you're not sure, if everybody's going to like you, and if they're going to kick you off the set, or what the situation is. But you just have to basically go in knowing that you're there to work, and whatever happens, happens. But it turned out great, and we had a really good time.
Now, when you first read the script, I mean, did you kind of subconsciously go through it and say, "So, is there a love scene in here somewhere?" Or?
Oh, back to the love scene. There are several different versions of the script. They generally go through rewrites, but the thing that they never ever took out was the love scene. You need a love scene. You need people like that. I mean, I love watching films to see if people get together, how they get together, the chemistry, the frickin' frack, and you want it. It's plain and simple. I love to see it myself. I love seeing people get together because it's just a fantasy. People go to the theater to be entertained, to forget about life for about two and a half hours, and sex has a way of taking your thought process away.
The fact that there are two very strong male leads, the macho guy, were you a little bit worried whether that the testosterone level might overshadow you?
Why? I got plenty of estrogen to counter that. Not at all. I mean, testosterone, it's not at all. I mean, because the character was strong, I think I'm strong. I have a great time playing and getting along with people. If they're a good person, I get along well with them. If they're a bad person, I can't stand them. And they happen to have been good people who are good actors who love to play and have a great time. So it was very equal. I mean, we're all on equal ground. Nobody was above anybody else. So in the beginning, it's a little scary, but day 2, you're okay. As with any project.
I have one of your press releases here, from your press. Now, let me read this out loud. This is a two-part question. Okay, let's see, blah, blah, blah. Sandra's smoldering beauty turns heads. And I'm wondering, once you make it in Hollywood and
Yes.
you're on the big screen, do you find that men look at you different? And do
They look at you
people,
like this.
do you find that a lot of people you went to high school with, that you grew up with, are suddenly calling you up wanting to renew relationships?
No, because the few people that I've kept in touch with from high school, namely one of my best friends, Derek, who's right over there, I've stayed in touch with the entire time. I mean, yes, a couple people do call, and it's flattering. It's really nice because when I see somebody doing well, whether they open a restaurant or something, I'll call them and say, congratulations. You can look at it in the bad side, saying they only want to be your friend because of this. You can look at the good side, saying that they're proud of you. I like to think that they're proud of me because I worked really hard. And I have the friends that I do have, there aren't a lot, but they're very good and they're solid. And I'm all over the place, but they always seem to stay there with all my mood swings and all the things that I do, that when they stay, and they stay for that long, then you know you've got people that really care. And if it's just 2 or 3, then you've got more than probably most people. So I welcome the phone calls. They're flattering, they're wonderful, and the fact that they remember who I was is very nice. So I'll take the calls.
Ganz gut, Dankeschön.
Dankeschön.